He was $100,000 in debt and sleeping on the gym floor. Today, Alex Hormozi is running multiple businesses, bringing over $100 million a year. He's an author, investor, and built an empire that started with nothing. This isn't a rags to riches fairy tale. This is a dive into the true, brutal, and messy life of Alex Hormozi and his journey from rock bottom to a $100 million empire. Alex Hormozi was born in 1989 to Iranian immigrant parents. He grew up in the suburbs of Gettysburg, Maryland. From the outside, it was a normal upbringing, but inside the Hormozi household, there were high expectations. His father was an engineer, his mother a devout academic. They didn't play around when it came to grades or discipline. Alex was pushed hard in school, and for most of his childhood, he delivered. He played sports, took piano lessons, got good grades, but even as a kid, something felt off. He didn't quite fit in. He wasn't the cool kid, but he wasn't the rebel either. He was the kid who read Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography in middle school and wrote in a notebook that one day he'd build a strong body and his business. That hunger to build something started early, but it would take years and a lot of pain before he would figure out what that would be. Alex's mindset wasn't sharpened by success. It was sharpened by rejection. He wasn't the popular kid. He wasn't a star athlete. He didn't get invited to cool parties. He said, "I got so used to rejection that eventually it just stopped mattering." From a young age, he developed what he would later call a chip on his shoulder. But instead of becoming bitter, he got focused. He read, trained, and studied. He got obsessed with one thing: self-improvement. He wasn't the smartest person in the room, but he wanted to be the hardest working. That mindset got him into Vanderbilt University. At Vanderbilt, he studied corporate strategy, a kind of major designed for people headed towards Wall Street, consulting, or the C-suite. But Alex didn't just stick to the curriculum. He spent hours in the library, reading books on psychology, persuasion, business models. He started lifting weights religiously, tried every productivity method, took notes on everything. And by his junior year, he was writing mock business plans in his free time. On paper, he was doing everything right, but behind the scenes, he was struggling. No matter how much he achieved, it never felt like enough. If he got an A, he wondered why it wasn't an A+. If he hit a personal best in the gym, he'd beat himself up for not getting it sooner. He was driven, but also trapped by his own expectations. Sleep and nutrition started slipping, and even though no one else could see it, he was burning out. Still, when he graduated, he did what everyone told him to do: get a safe job. So he accepted a consulting offer from a well-known firm. 6-figure income, stability. His parents were proud, his friends respected him. On the surface, he had already made it, but inside, he was miserable. The job required a 2-hour commute each way. He'd leave before the sunrise and come home after dark. Day after day, he sat through meetings where people argued over PowerPoint slides and buzzwords. No one was building anything. No one solved anything. And worst of all, no one seemed to care. It felt like slow death in a tailored suit. The work didn't light him up, the conversations didn't hollow, and the clock just kept ticking. He started counting his hours, and one day, the math hit him. If I keep doing this, I'm going to wake up at 40 and wonder where my life went. Alex realized that if nothing changed, he'd spend the best years of his life building nothing that really mattered. So he made a decision, one that confused everyone around him. He quit. No backup plan, no side hustle, just a dream to open his own gym. His family didn't take it well. They had sacrificed so much to give him the great education, and they watched him land the perfect job. And now he was throwing it all away. To sell gym memberships? To them it looked like a step backward, but to Alex it was a chance to take control. He wasn't trying to be rich, he was trying to be free. Even if that meant racking up more debt, even if that meant losing support, even if that meant starting over completely. He already had $100,000 now in student loan, no business experience, no mentor, and certainly no guarantee that it will work. But he believed deeply that he could figure it out. That even if he failed, he'd fail on his own terms. He once said, "I'd rather struggle doing something I love than succeed in doing something I hate." That single belief became the engine behind everything he built next. Because from that moment on, Alex Hormozi was all in. At 23 years old, Alex Hormozi took the biggest risk of his life. He moved across the country to Huntington Beach, California, and launched his first gym. He called it United Fitness. No investors, no business partner, just his personal savings, a maxed out credit card, and a belief that if he provided gym equipment, that the money would follow. He signed a lease on a small windowless space in a rundown strip mall. He scraped together enough cash to buy used gym equipment off Craigslist. He put together a cheap logo, hand-printed signs, built a website himself using YouTube tutorials. He didn't have a business plan, he had a hustle. He thought if he worked hard enough, trained clients well enough, people would come. But here's the part people miss about starting a gym business. It's brutally hard. You're not just selling workouts, you're selling accountability, hope, and a daily habit in a world full of distractions. You're competing with billion-dollar franchises, YouTube influencers, and the customer's own excuses. Margins are razor thin and rent is extremely high. And within months after starting his first gym, the excitement wore off. People weren't signing up. The reality set in. No customers, no system, no plan. Alex was doing everything he could. He was literally sleeping on his gym floor to save rent. He opened the gym at 5 a.m., taught back-to-back classes, sold memberships, cleaned toilets, ran payroll, and closed up at night long after the last clients left. He didn't have staff, he didn't have a break. He ate fast food, slept 4 hours a night, and crashed on a gym mat. The physical burnout was real, but the mental weight was even heavier. He was losing money every month. The bills kept coming, his credit cards were near the limits, and his student loan debt, 6 figures of it, was still there, waiting to be paid. Every day was a mix of panic and pride. Pride that he was doing it on his own, but panic that it might all collapse. And he hit rock bottom, mentally, emotionally, and financially. And in that moment, he had a choice. He could blame the market, blame his location, blame the economy, or he could take full responsibility. And Alex chose the second. He took a hard look at the numbers and came to a painful realization. He didn't have a fitness problem, he had a sales problem. He stopped obsessing over his workouts and started obsessing over client acquisition. He dove headfirst into a new world, direct response marketing. He read every book he could find, scientific advertising, influence, .com secrets, copywriting manuals, sales psychology, behavioral economics. He didn't just study, he executed. He launched Facebook ads, built his first lead funnel using free trials and transformation challenges, tested different headlines, offers, landing pages. At first it didn't work, but then slowly it did. People started coming in, the phone started ringing, clients were paying upfront for high-ticket packages, revenue started to climb. He realized something powerful. The gym isn't a workout business. The customer acquisition is. Selling fitness was just the wrapper. The real engine, the thing that would make or break his business, was how effectively he could get and keep attention. So he focused all his energy there. He kept refining his pitch, kept optimizing his offers, started turning cold leads into lifetime clients at scale. And for the first time, he wasn't just surviving, he was winning. He went from a failing gym to a fully booked schedule, from losing money to making more than he ever thought possible from a single location. It wasn't luck, it was timing. It was the moment Alex Hormozi stopped thinking like a trainer and started thinking like a marketer. And once he cracked that code, everything changed. But that also didn't happen overnight. He made mistakes, a lot of them. Bad hires, bad partnerships, failed launches. In one low point, he opened a second gym and lost $40,000 in 3 months. He trusted the wrong people, put systems before strategy, tried to grow before he was even ready. And behind the scenes, he was falling apart. He stopped working out, barely ate, and was on the verge of depression. Every dollar he earned went into rent, payroll, or marketing. He'd wake up at 4 a.m. and crash by midnight. But somehow he kept going. He believed that pain was the part of price. He once said, most people quit at 40% capacity. If you can push through that, the rewards are disproportionate. So he pushed. By 2016, something clicked. Alex had turned a single struggling gym into 6 profitable locations. Not by becoming the best trainer, but by building the best systems. He created high converting sales scripts, automated lead flow, and simplified the entire customer journey. Other gym owners started to notice. They asked, "Can you do this for me?" And then he made a decision that changed his work. He started Gym Launch. Instead of opening more gyms, Alex pivoted. He shut down his locations and started helping other gym owners grow theirs. He sold marketing packages, systems, coaching, and within a year, Gym Launch exploded. In 12 months, it went from $0 to $12 million in revenue, all bootstrapped, no investors. It wasn't just a win, it was a blueprint. He had figured out how to scale skills, not just services. Next came Prestige Labs, a supplement brand for gym owners. Then Allen, a software company that helped automate client management. And in 2021, Alex and his wife Layla launched Acquisition.com, a holding company that invests in founder-led businesses and helps scale them from $3 million to $100 million. Today, their portfolio generates over $200 million a year, and Alex Hormozi himself is worth an estimated $100 million. He lives in Las Vegas. He doesn't drive supercars, he doesn't party. In his wardrobe, mostly $5 shirts and Converse sneakers. He's written best-selling books, like 100 Million Offers or 100 Million Leads. He gives away most of his content for free, and he spends his time mentoring founders who are serious about scaling. But here's the thing about Alex. He doesn't preach hustle for hustle's sake. He doesn't believe in motivation. He believes in discipline, in stacking tiny wins, in outlearning, outworking, and outlasting a competition. He once said, "If you can suffer longer than most, you can win bigger than most." From sleeping on gym floors to building a 9-figure portfolio, Alex Hormozi didn't succeed by being the smartest or hardest worker. He won by believing in himself, staying consistent, and solving the right problems. If you found this story inspiring, hit that subscribe button. On this channel, I will share more real stories of grit, growth, and business mastery.